Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, the Manga Man here, and today we're talking about Solo Leveling Manhwa Chapter 132. Now, to be honest with you, again, I'm kind of late. It's 8 o'clock UK time PM on a Wednesday. Normally the video or the chapter comes out around about 7 UK time, so about an hour ago or so. But it came out relatively early. This time around, maybe these people are on home from holiday and they just want to help out and they've got free time. So yeah, it's still late, unfortunately, but thank you. It's kind of a running joke of the channel at this stage. But without further ado, let's get into this review. So, I did kind of get spoiled a little bit, but I think the spoilers came from the actual light novel, so I think they're a bit ahead. But essentially, it's a very simple chapter. Really, only two main things really happen. So we get a whole section. We start off with it as well, actually. So we get a few chapters at the end of what was happening last chapter. Then we get a section where the chairman, CEO of the Eugene the construction company is like, oh, how long was I asleep for? And it was just under 24 hours. He finds out that the main character, Jin-Woo's mother, had the same disease as he's got, and she survived, and it starts the process of him wanting to meet him. He then, later on down the chapter, essentially does meet him, gives him some cash through a form of check, I believe, to kind of keep things silent, because it's all about discretion. I suppose when you're that high up in a company that I'm assuming is making a lot of money, discretion is quite important. And then he reveals his issue and he says, look, is this something you can help me with? And he basically says only 5 people know of this issue. 3 secretaries, his wife, and now him, which he kind of confirms. He says yes, now 5 people know. Now what's interesting is this is the father of technically the vice captain, and it could go one of two ways. You could do him this kindness and basically be done with him, or he could have a discussion with his deputy about him, saying, look, I met your father, la la la, I must do a mission for him, and see how that goes. But that would be breaking of the trust, because I'm assuming like he confirms in his own thoughts, that it's buying his silence. That being said, he's left with a choice really. Does he take action? Does he not? Because earlier on in the chapter, we see that Sun Jin-woo's basically watching the aftermath of what's going on in Japan, and his sister basically says, look, just don't go there. And she goes, you probably will anyway. And he goes, no, I'm going to have a rest. So he is pondering what to do next, and which is where he's approached by the CEO of the construction company, which starts that meeting. But speaking of Japan, through no surprise, is getting devastated. Now, it hasn't shown the full effects of what's happened. All we have known so far is Yuri couldn't do anything. These giants came out. The number of giants isn't confirmed. Although the error or the spoilers said 32, whether that turns out to be true or not, whether it's from the light novel, I don't know. It does seem like the hunters are trying to fight them, but basically they're struggling. At this stage, it is going to be literally a case of whoever can help them will help them. Will the national or world-class heroes, the best heroes, top 5, intervene with the countries around? There is a lot of political kind of bits and bats here and there at stake, because if you give up your S-class hero to help out, and that person dies, then you lose a lot of power. So people are going to be a bit reluctant to share their national class, world class, or S-class heroes. That being said, is this something that Sun Jin-woo is going to intervene in? Without reading into this the light novel too much and spoiling it with myself, I honestly don't know. I'd imagine he's going to ponder it for a bit. If it gets really bad, he may jump in, because to be honest with you, although the head of the Hunters Association in South Korea is not very much a fan of Japan right now, he isn't unreasonable. So I can see him giving him permission, but basically saying, look, it's your choice, or something along those lines. Or basically saying, look, I can't stop you, you do what you want, and then Sun Jin-woo makes up his own mind. Ultimately, if he is looking for a break, bearing in mind he had collapsed for 3 days and basically was asleep, maybe it's a good time to rest. Or maybe on the flip side, because he's rested for 3 days, he needs to flex those muscles. Ultimately, he's been given a decision which he has to think about, because if he does the mission for the vice commander, vice captain's father to help him with the sleep, then there's nothing stopping him from going to Japan and doing a similar kind of thing, possibly going into the gate and stopping it as well. That being said, relatively simple chapter. We're gonna have to wait till next week to find out more. That's all the actual panels I've seen. If it did seem a bit short, so if later on it turns out to be that the chapter was long and then just bits were missed, I'll include that next time. As always, please like, comment, share and subscribe. I will leave a link to the subreddit in the description below, so feel free to check that out. And as always, share any links to any chapters that you'd like me to check out. And thank you very much for your time. I'll see you next time. Peace.